In the dim undergrowth of suburban Sydney, a woman's body lies entangled in the prickly branches of Lantana, a plant that blooms vibrantly on the surface but hides a twisted, thorny mess beneath. This image sets the tone for the unraveling lives in Lantana, where relationships appear stable yet conceal deep-seated deceptions, infidelities, and unspoken griefs. The film weaves together the stories of several couples, their paths crossing in unexpected ways around a mysterious disappearance that exposes the fragility of trust. At the center is Leon Zatt, a seasoned police detective played by Anthony LaPaglia, whose life is a pressure cooker of repressed emotions. Leon is married to Sonja, portrayed by Armstrong, a woman quietly grappling with the erosion of their once passionate bond. They have 2 teenage sons, but the family dynamic feels strained, overshadowed by Leon's volatile temper and Sonja's secret therapy sessions. Leon, oblivious to her counseling, vents his frustrations on the job, most notably in a brutal arrest where he savagely beats a drug suspect, leaving him bloodied and himself shaken. To escape his marital discontent, Leon embarks on a reckless affair with Jane O'May, a recently separated woman from their Latin dance class. Jane, played by Rachel Blake, is lonely and impulsive, seeking validation after leaving her husband Pete, Glenn Robbins, who still pines for reconciliation. Their encounters are hurried and motel-bound, fueled by lust but laced with guilt. Leon dances awkwardly in class, resenting the intimacy it demands, while Sonja pairs with Jane one evening, unknowingly dancing with her husband's lover. Parallel to this, Sonja's therapist is Dr. Valerie Summers, brought to life by Barbara Hershey. Valerie is a published author, having written a book about the devastating murder of her 11-year-old daughter Eleanor 18 months prior, a tragedy that has hollowed out her marriage to John Knox, a reserved law professor played by Jeffrey Rush. Their home is a mausoleum of grief. Conversations are sparse, touches even rarer. John immerses himself in work, while Valerie channels her pain into helping others, though her own unresolved trauma bleeds into her sessions. One patient, Patrick Felon, Peter Phelps, a gay man entangled in an affair with a married partner, unnerves her. His stories of hidden love mirror Valerie's suspicions about John, who she fears might be cheating, perhaps even with Patrick himself. The therapy room becomes a confessional of vulnerabilities, where Valerie probes the ethics of secrecy in relationships. Jane's world intersects with her neighbors, the D'Amatos, Nick, Vince Colosimo, an unemployed but devoted father, and Paula, Daniela Farinacci, his resilient wife who works double shifts to support their 3 young children. The D'Amatos represent a seemingly solid unit amid financial hardship. Nick handles childcare with warmth, Paula with unyielding loyalty. Yet, cracks appear when Jane, in a gesture of kindness prompted by Paula, invites Nick over for coffee and offers him money. Paula's trust wavers, sensing Jane's overfamiliarity. Pete, Jane's ex, confides in Nick about his heartache, adding layers of neighborhood tension. The plot thickens one fateful night when Valerie, driving home late from a lecture, skids off a rain-slicked back road. Her car damaged, she trudges to a phone booth and dials John, but he doesn't answer, perhaps asleep or deliberately ignoring her in their emotional chasm. Desperate, she flags down a passing truck. The driver is Nick, out late after a rare night of drinking to blow off steam. He agrees to give her a lift but opts for a shortcut through bushland. Valerie, already on edge from her marital suspicions and the isolation, misinterprets the detour as sinister. Panicking, she bolts from the moving vehicle, tumbling into the darkness and leaving behind one high-heeled shoe. Nick, stunned, drives on without realizing the gravity of her fall. Back in the suburbs, Jane, unable to sleep, peers from her window and spots Nick arriving home erratically. She watches him hurl something into the overgrown lot next door. Later, curiosity draws her to investigate, and she unearths the shoe. Alarmed, she calls the police anonymously. Leon, assigned to Valerie's missing persons case, arrives with his sharp-witted partner Claudia Weiss, Leah Purcell, a no-nonsense detective who senses Leon's personal turmoil but keeps her distance. They identify the shoe as Valerie's, thrusting Nick into the spotlight as a suspect. The arrest is swift. Nick leaves his kids with Jane, oblivious that she's the tipster. Paula, Summoned to the station, stands by her husband fiercely, her faith unshaken, even as interrogations intensify. In custody, Nick clams up until Paula arrives. Then, in a heartfelt confession to Leon, he recounts the hitchhiking mishap. Valerie's fear, her sudden leap, his failure to stop and search in the dark. Skeptical but compelled, Leon organizes a search party with Paula, Nick, and a devastated John. They retrace the route to the shortcut, peering over the ravine's edge. There, entangled in Lantana, lies Valerie's body, her death accidental, a tragic culmination of paranoia and misfortune. The investigation forces reckonings. Leon, rifling through Valerie's office earlier, had discovered Sonja's file and pilfered a therapy tape. Listening in secret, he hears Sonja confess her enduring love for him despite sensing his emotional distance, and her hypothetical tolerance for an affair if confessed, but not if concealed. The revelation shatters him. He confronts Sonja, admitting his infidelity with Jane. She recoils, storming out, leaving Leon to a sleepless night on the couch. Yet, in the tape's final moments, Sonja's words of affection bring him to tears, igniting a spark of redemption. As threads untangle, peripheral lives shift. Jane, isolated, dances alone in her living room, cigarette in hand, as Pete finally abandons hope and walks away. Patrick, glimpsing his lover with his family, aches with the pain of unrequited secrecy. Claudia exchanges a meaningful glance with a diner regular, hinting at her own budding connection. The film closes on a tentative note of healing. Leon returns home to find Sonja waiting in the garden. They embrace the dance floor once more, not in class, but intimately. Leon, who once averted his gaze, now locks eyes with her, swaying to the rhythm they've rediscovered. Sonja hesitates at first, her hurt lingering, but gradually meets his stare. In this moment, amid the Lantana's metaphorical thorns, glimmers the possibility of renewal, trust rebuilt not through perfection, but through raw honesty.